So last night I just saw Avengers Endgame, and that's kind of why there was no video yesterday. And this video is definitely going to contain spoilers, so be wary of that. This movie, I'd highly recommend you stay away from any kind of spoilers just to get a better experience, because it would definitely ruin it. But with that out of the way, let's talk about Endgame. Now I should mention that this movie is 3 hours long, but it doesn't really feel like 3 hours long. And at that, I don't think there's very much you could actually cut out. So much happens in this movie, and it does pick up right after Infinity War. Well, my overall impressions, this movie was amazing. I loved it. And the critics were right about this feeling like this is the end game, and it truly is. Captain America is now out of action. He's retired. He's an old man from staying in the past. And that is a whole issue in itself. I don't think the time travel thing worked. There's an issue there. I'll get to that later though. Iron Man outright dies at the final battle of this movie, and really of the MCU at this point. He does it in the most amazing way that he could possibly go out, by using the Infinity Gauntlet, a way deserving of someone that started the entire MCU. And Thanos, time travel was basically confirmed when I saw him get his arm and head cut off by Thor, because I know he was in the teaser trailers. It was just that entire scene of him getting ambushed on his garden planet, or his retirement home, whatever you want to call it. It was a really good scene, and really showed the rage everyone had by the end of Infinity War. 3 people individually held the Infinity Gauntlet in this movie. Professor Hulk, if that's what we're calling him, I think that's a fine name. It's the mixture of the Hulk and Bruce Banner. Thanos and Iron Man. Like, there's so much that happened in this movie. Like, the Captain America scene where he catches Thor's hammer and beats down Thanos with it, that was totally unexpected. I'm glad it was a nice callback to Age of Ultron, where he kind of lifts it a little bit. I was really hoping that would kind of just be his weapon from now on. It would just be like a donation from Thor. But I'm pretty sure at the end of this movie, Captain America returned to the past on Asgard. I also don't fully understand how he got to Asgard, but maybe I'm just not understanding the time travel stuff. But like, so many little tiny moments that I just can't remember all of them. The movie was so jam-packed. Like Nebula and War Machine heading back to the past to see the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where Peter Quill is dancing to the Walkman. In the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, we just hear the music and it makes sense. It's like very like 80s rock star-ish, and he's like jumping around. But from the perspective of this movie, he's just mumbling to himself as he sings. It was just a really good scene. But we also got to see like behind the scenes to the first Avengers movie, where they were fighting Loki. All the little nit and gritty that went on after that happened. Oddly enough, Loki escapes. When I was watching the movie, I thought he grabbed the space gem, or a version of it, and disappeared, but he just grabbed his scepter and teleported himself. See, this is where the issue is, and that's where the time travel issue comes into play. Because I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the movie, they explained that it's not like Back to the Future or any other host of movies that they listed out. But by the end of the movie, it was just like Back to the Future, with Captain America staying in the past. At least that's how it seemed to me, a common moviegoer. So something's wrong there. But anyways, Loki's still alive, and that's kind of neat. He's a trickster god, so of course he'd find a way. But yeah, that final 8 minutes, that ending battle was the battle to end all of them. It was a real war with everyone there, literally everyone. It was indescribable. You can't really explain how awesome it was seeing that. I mean, it felt like a World War II film with all of the gray tone throughout everything. Captain America getting ready to head out on his own to face this army, Thanos' army, only to have Doctor Strange open up tunnels so literally everyone could come and join the battle. All of the superheroes from every MCU film. But Iron Man, and yeah, it sucks that he had to die, but I suppose it had to happen at some point. Also, of course, because how poetic it was that his last words before he died was, "I am Iron Man," which was the last words of his first movie. The movie that started the MCU. There was something about seeing Iron Man so messed up at the end that's just sad. After using the Infinity Gauntlet, his face just turned gray. It was like charred on the right side of his body, the side that held the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos and his armies disappeared, also in the perfect way, because it's a just vengeance. And Iron Man, he knew he was dying. And yeah, that was just, it's nuts. Then he has his funeral, everyone's at the procession there. I mean, I thought this movie would undo all the damage of half of all living things disappearing, because there's no way they'd leave the world in such a chaotic state. But no, I was wrong. The entire world is just 5 years in the future, and it's stuck as it is. All of the people that disappeared coming back. Like, everything was done so well. The representation of the impact of half of all people, all humans, and literally all life disappearing on planet Earth. They had to have mass funerals, mass graves, and just walls, because they couldn't fit all the people in cemeteries. But it's weird now, because like Spider-Man's friends, I guess, are all probably done school at this point, since it's 5 years in the future. The world governments are maybe shifted in power, since it would make sense. A lot of world leaders probably disappeared. I don't know, like, there's going to be an announcement soon, I think. It could be at the next Comic-Con, which sucks, but it would give everyone enough time to see Endgame. And I think think that would be better than announcing the next situation, maybe over the next couple days kind of thing. Although I am anticipating the announcement, their plan on what they're going to do for the next like 10 years of the MCU. Because I truly can't imagine what's planned after Endgame. It's like the end of the chapter, the end of the book. It's the end of the story of Iron Man that started everything, and Captain America, along with the old version of Gamora that died in Infinity War, and Black Widow who sacrificed herself. I'm not entirely excited for a Black Widow movie now because she's dead. If she stayed alive, I would be. It's kind of weird that she was killed off like this, and then they're planning a solo movie for her. But I don't know, like, what's next? I mean, can Marvel still make the Avengers float without Iron Man and Cap? I just have some doubt. Like, there's no one currently in the MCU that fills the leadership qualities of Iron Man and Captain America that they naturally had. But you know, we'll see. In the Avengers, for me, there's always just been two leaders, Captain America and Iron Man. With both of them gone, there's a void there, and anything can happen. I'm probably going to be talking about the announcement whenever Kevin Feige decides to release it, probably at the Comic-Con, so make sure you're subscribed for that. And until next time, thanks for watching.